early 1980s when the Star Wars dramatization came out, because like every kid who's 41, 42 now, we grew up with that. So I picked up on NPR as a child and have been hooked on it ever since. And I've wanted to be a writer since I was, God, 8, 10 years old. The fact that Jay invited me to write an essay for NPR, and you can ask my wife there, that she doesn't want me to bring her to your attention. I almost cried that night because I got to do two things that I always wanted to do. I got to write. Not only did I get to write, I got to write for National Public Radio. And I was invited. I didn't have to force myself on it. You know, I wasn't walking around saying, read my stuff, I'm good, you know. Because I didn't think I was that good. Neither did Jan until like the 7th or 8th draft. But my essay came from my deployment in Iraq. And it comes from a different direction because most people, when you think of war and when you think of the inhumanity and the brutality that happens in war, you focus on that. And a lot of us focus on the death and the destruction, and we forget that there are thousands, tens of thousands of people there that are you. That are you. Your sons, your daughters, your fathers, your mothers. And your father and your mother aren't murderers. And your child is not a murderer. And your daughter is by no means a murderer. And there are extraordinary acts that happen over there to show what kind of people we are sacrificing and we are sending for this cause. I don't get into the politics of the cause too much. I don't approve. But, you know, I don't have that luxury. So my essay is titled Untold Stories of Kindness. My time in Iraq showed me the truth of my beliefs. I believe in mankind. Not gods, not devils, not angels, and not spirits. I saw man's bravery from both soldier and civilian, and I saw horror and destruction from them too. I saw hate and loathing from all sides, and I saw caring for children, rebuilding of hospitals and schools, and feeding the poor. Not by a government, but by individuals, by one man helping another. As a medic, I went to local clinics to inspect conditions and help when I could. I delivered supplies to schools and relief centers, and Iraqis who knew us would bring us tea and cigarettes. Language was the only barrier, but a friendly smile bulldozed that wall. I saw men moved by the death of innocents, and was with those same men when we killed those responsible. On June 24th, 2004, insurgents detonated several car bombs around the city of Mosul, killing over 100. No cops, no Iraqi National Guardsmen, no Americans. All innocent civilians. Cars were covered in blood as if they'd been hit by a paint sprayer. My unit fought Zarqawi-backed insurgents in a firefight that lasted almost 8 hours. Then, people moved quickly to help out. Iraqi civilians as well as American troops. But it shouldn't take a war for people to get along. I don't justify our reasons for this war. That's not a soldier's luxury. And I don't justify what the insurgents have done to the Iraqis. But the passion of all sides, Iraqi, American, ally, and insurgent, shows that if man can redirect his energies to one of acceptance and not intolerance, we can bring the zealot, the politician, the soldier, and the outsider to a place where man is just that, man. Many say that I'm cut off from the real world, but I believe that they're the ones missing the truth. For all the death and destruction reported in the news, there are thousands of stories of kindness and caring that no one ever knows. I believe that by striving for a world that accepts its oneness, we can transform wars, intolerance, religious persecution, and political extremism into memory, and maybe even folklore.